we got to talk about Tyler Nubin. Ironically, the guy who replaced, Xavier McKinney. And he says he is ready to lead. So it was a Giants.com interview. He said, I felt like I grew a lot this year, not only as a football player, but as a man too. Just being around the guys, being around this great staff and grinding every day, just growing together and growing through those pains, but getting better at the same time. That's my safety. That is as well said as possible. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a Giants.com interview. So who knows if the Giants gave him a cue card? But that's the way to speak to the media, guys. Of all the negative stuff that I have seen, I don't mean like people being negative about the Giants per se, but the stuff that I've seen feedback from the media going, whoa, so-and-so just said this. You cannot spin that in any way, shape, or form to get yourself a clickbait tagline. You can't. That is as well said as possible. He's acknowledging we went through pains. We grew together, though, as a result of it. That is about as good as possible to do there. He said, talked about his injury, coming back from his ankle injury. He said it's really more of a mental thing, especially in trying to get back and really get back into it, but also being away from the game because you put so much into it. I've been doing this my whole life, and it's really hard to get away from the game that you love. So it's really more of a mental thing than physical because you're always going to be working. I'm young, and I feel like I'm going to recover well, but the mental part is what's been the toughest. So, yeah, like I said, I think we got a good one there. I really do. I mean, think about it, guys. He was leading the team in tackles before he got injured. He was leading all defensive rookies in tackles before he got injured. What I need from him this year to work on is the takeaways. And he did it in Minnesota. So I know he's got it in him. And I don't know if this was a scheme issue. I don't know if this was him picking up the NFL pace, so to speak. I really think that this is a guy that could be a really good player in this league for quite a number of years. Anybody who watches us on a regular basis, watched this last year, knows Rob and I were very big proponents of getting Tyler Nubin because we thought he was a perfect guy to replace Xavier McKinney as best you can. Obviously, McKinney outplayed Nubin last year. There's no doubt on that one. But in the long term, if these guys are even close to each other the next year or two, then it was a good move for the Giants.
Yeah.
Big difference in money, that's for sure it's going to be.
I was about to say, you have to pay this guy $18 million. Whatever.
Like I said, it's the same as we talked about with Barkley. You replace the guy who's going to make what I think McKinney, I had to look at the numbers, but I think it was $16 million a year or something like that. And you replace the guy who's going to make, a couple $1 million at best. It's a sound move. And this is why when you look at the stuff that Shane does, and again, he does it in a jerk way, and this is the big issue we have with him, like the way he talk trash about Barkley and stuff like that. But when you look at what's going on, he values the prime position, so to speak. Quarterback, offensive line, the defensive line, corner. And this is why he drafts these guys. Look at what he's done in the first round. He's drafted edge rusher. He's drafted, the cornerback. He's drafted offensive tackle, now wide receiver. He's picking specifically prime targets at that point. That's one thing I do agree with him. But this was a good pick. I think. And I think in the long term it's going to come out pretty well for the Giants. I really do. So we'll see if I'm right. Hopefully I am. Hopefully.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.